I can't hear you. Is it me?
Thank you. There we
Okay, I'm like, I can't hear you when you're talking.
Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. Here comes Angel. So it looks like it's the 6 of us right now. We'll let more people in as they come. And let's see. So does anyone have any questions about 11.3A yesterday?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So today we are doing 11.3B. So we're going to finish the notes. And today, part of the notes are in the note packet. There's one last chart we're going to do in 11.3. It's right on that front page. But then there's not quite enough notes, I thought. So we're gonna do for your homework, there's a section 26, 27, 28. And I got that up on my whiteboard. And we're gonna do part of that together too, so that you have a little bit more practice and a little less homework. Okay. So today, let's see, I'm just letting more people in. People are showing up. Thank goodness. Here we go. Okay. So for today, it says guided notes 11.3B. Then you're going to begin work on 11.3B, page 815. And the numbers are, you can see it on Schoology, 6, 7, 14 to 16, 26 to 28. Again, we're going to do 26 and 27 together. And number 30, I have up on in my living room too. And we're just going to look at what they're talking about. Also is, I'm just going to share my screen here. Let's see. I'm not sure where I put my stuff. Here it is. Okay. So also in the notes, again, just past the 11.3 notes, yesterday, you had a little work out of the text, and then you did the top of this worksheet here. So you were all really good about when you sent it to me on Schoology, showing the textbook work and the top of this worksheet. So today, along with your textbook work, is the bottom of this worksheet, B, right here. Again, please remember in chapter 11, in Schoology, in materials, chapter 11, assignments and notes, there's all the answers to the textbook work, and in the filled in notes, there's this worksheet filled in, meant to help you, not meant for you to not do your work, right? We're here to learn, not just to write answers down. So now again, today, you will not have any Delta Math assignment after this. This homework assignment is a little bit longer. You'll see that the problems have, like, some of them have A, B, and C and stuff like that. So your only job is the textbook work in the bottom of that worksheet today. Tomorrow, we are asynchronous, we are remote, but get a hold of me for anything you need. And tomorrow is a Delta Math 11.3B practice assignment. That's it. It has the charts in it, just like we're going to see today. Okay. Any questions on what we're going to be doing and what your job is? Okay, let's get started. So we are on 11.3B notes right here, front page, right? We did the vocabulary yesterday. And I told you yesterday also that this chart at the bottom, number 6, we were going to do last. Now, what I want you to know is your book, as Mrs. Adams said yesterday, the book makes it really hard. And it's not. You really just need to read the question carefully that goes with the chart and find the right, when you're writing a probability, find the right total. Who are you looking at? Is it everyone in the chart, or is it just a section of the chart? And then in the numerator, who do they want? Right? Who are they looking for? Would they consider it a success if you chose them? Okay. So what happens, so you're really just looking and reading carefully. In the book, notice that below my chart, I have all kinds of steps crossed out. Your book makes you do all kinds of silly, kind of confusing steps, and we're not going to have you do that. Okay. So let's take a look at number 6 here. The table shows student participation in different sports at a high school Now, notice in the circle here, it says, I just want to make sure, am I plugged in? I am. Okay. So notice it says, suppose a student is selected at random. So they want the probability that if you select a student at random, that it will be the students in these two problems that are circled. So this is what we're looking at. We don't need all the crazy stuff underneath, okay? Notice, let's take a look at the chart. It's broken into, the rows are for each grade, right? So if you totaled up the rows, 12 for grade 9, 12, 18, 15, 9, and 66, that's how many students are in ninth grade at that high school. So it's a very small high school, right? Then they broke up the students when you look at the columns by who's in track, who's in volleyball, who's in basketball, who's in tennis, and who's not in any sport. Okay, so let's see if we can read the chart well and answer their question. By the way, notice right here that they did give us the total number of students in the chart is 440, so that we don't have to add all that up ourselves. Okay, so let's read the first question that is circled here. They are asking, what is the probability that a student is in grade 10 and runs track? So we only want those students that are in grade 10 and run track. And out of the total students I see, they didn't say anything like, given a student plays basketball, what's the probability they're in grade 11, right? They just said, what's the probability that a student is in grade 10 and runs track? So I believe what we have going on here is probability. We need a fraction. And I think we are looking at all the students. So that's our denominator. We will do a problem where we're only looking at part of the students so you can see the difference. Okay. Now what goes in the numerator here is the students what we want. Can you look in the chart and find the box that has students that are in grade 10 and runs track, and tell me what number is in that box?
6.
Thank you, Angel. So right here in this box, these are the only students that are in grade 10 and run track. So I believe that probability would be 6 out of 440. Any questions there? So we're just looking at the chart to get what we need. It does reduce to 3 out of 220. Any questions on the first question? Okay, let's look at the second question. I'm just going to bring an arrow up here. What is the probability that a student is in grade 12 and at the same time runs track or plays tennis? Okay, again, I think they're asking us to look for students who are in grade 12 and runs track or plays tennis out of the total number of students in the chart. So using a square for this one, let's find the students who are in grade 12 and run track or plays tennis. So let's go to the row grade 12. And let's first look at the students who run track. How many are those?
7.
Good. So I'm going to put a box on there. And who are the students who are in grade 12 and they play tennis?
12.
Good, right here. Okay. So, and it says, so we want the probability that a student's in grade 12 and runs track or plays tennis. So how many students are those in total?
19.
19. There we go. Does anyone have a question on this probability? Okay, now let's to the left. I'm going to add a problem right here on the side of the chart because that's the only place I have room. Let me ask the question a little differently. When would my denominator not be all the students, 440? let's say I write this. Hopefully I do a good job because when I write small, given, so if you would write this too, given a student plays basketball. That's an A. Plays basketball. I'm just going to put BB for basketball. What is the probability they are in 11th grade? So I put a capital P with an 11 in it. So what I'm asking is a little different. Given that a student plays basketball, so my total is different. I'm only looking right here in this column at the students who play basketball. Given that they play basketball, what is the probability they're in 11th grade? So notice then, when you see words like that, my total is different. They only want me to look at the basketball students. So when I add them up, let's see, let's make this easy. 12 and 8 is 20, 10 is 30, and then 45. So do you see, first of all, why I made my denominator only 45? Any questions there?
So you're going to have to you're really going to have to read it to see what they're asking you guys for, because this is the part that can be a little confusing. And I think the way Ms. Culver has done it for the past few years I've been working with her, I like how she gives you that particular area to look at.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Adams. So, because they make it so hard.
They do. And that book can be confusing too.
Right. We just do the best we can with what we have. So given
guys, how many what's the probability that it'll be an 11th grader? How many are in the 11th grade?
8.
8. Good. So it'll be 8 out of 45.
There. And that's your final answer. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, either flip to your book or on Schoology, go to the textbook, go to page 815, and I am just going to turn off my video for a second, and I'm going to get you over to my whiteboard in my living room, and we are going to do 26 and 27 together because it's a little different. It's a graph, okay? So I'll be with you in just a sec.
Rika.
All right, class, I'm back. Let's take a look. Let's make sure, do I have the lighting right? I think so. Okay, so welcome to my living room. And here we go. On the whiteboard here, I have what I tried to emulate what was in the book for 26, 27, and 28. And also, we'll take a look at number 30. Okay, so let me just make sure I have this just right for you. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Okay, I did put in some information also, just because, to save us some time. By the way, I shouldn't even do this, but look, there's my kitty.
He is fat. I was about to say huge.
There is so much cat. That is so much.
I wanted to say, I'm like, he's plump. Oh my God.
I shouldn't even own pets because I just like overindulge them. I can't help them. I can't help it. I love them like way too much kind of thing, So on number 26 to 28, it has Spanish club members. This is in a high school. They have sophomore, junior, and seniors. And they use red for girls and blue for boys, but my color doesn't show up super well. So I just put G for girls and B for boys, G for girls, B for boys. Okay. Then on the side here are the number of students that are in the Spanish club. Like it goes like up to here's 60 and 70. Okay. Now for most of your answers in this section, they make them decimals instead of really big fractions and stuff. Now, when you look at this graph right here, notice that it does say, trying to find it, hold on, use the graph to estimate each probability. Because they're asking you to read the graph and your numbers could be a little different than mine, it also could be that your final answer is a decimal is a little different than theirs, and that's okay. Okay. So what I did here to save us some time, here's sophomores. The girls, when I looked at the bar, the red bar, it looked like it went up to about 22. You could agree with me or go, I don't know, it looks like a little bit more, Miss Culver, a little less, but it's fine. They said estimate. The boys looked a little less than that, so like 21. So for juniors, the girls, I felt that bar went up to about 51 junior girls and 53 junior boys in Spanish club. And then for the seniors, the girls, I felt it was right on 70 and the boys were at 48. So any questions on me, just kind of reading the chart. Again, it's okay to estimate. So I also took the time to add up my numbers to see what was the total number of students in Spanish club we were talking about, and I got a 265. Any questions there? Okay, just checking our time here. Okay, so now on number 26, the question is, let's see, find the probability, right, capital P, that if you don't mind, they put Spanish club member. I'm going to put SCM, just a Spanish club member, right here, is a girl. What is the probability that a Spanish club member is a girl? So I'm going to start with a fraction because that's my probability. Okay. Now, I believe what they're saying, the probability that a Spanish club member. So when they said Spanish club member, I do believe they mean all the Spanish club members. So my denominator, I believe they want me to look at everybody when they're asking me to write the probability. Okay. And they want to know what is the probability a Spanish club member is a girl. So in the numerator, I would have to have all the girls. So can someone tell me what three numbers would I add up for all the girls?
22, 51, and 70.
I would agree. So 22 girls here plus 51 plus 70. Okay, now I'm just going to throw this in my calculator, 22 plus 51 plus 70, and I'm going to divide that by 265 because they do make almost all of their answers decimals. I hit the wrong button. There we go. So I get 0.54 is what I get for my answer here. Now, when I look in the book, they also have 0.54. So I must have done really, I thought that my number was going to be a little different than theirs. And just so you know, that would have been okay, was the point I was going to make. Any questions on 26? Okay, now 27. It says that they want us to find the probability that a senior Spanish club member is a girl. So do you see how this is different?
Mhm.
That the probability that a senior Spanish club member.
So when I look at it, to tell the difference, I'm looking, okay, so I see like two different categories. So I see like the senior and then I see a girl. So that's telling me personally, because I'm still trying to figure this out with you guys. Every year it's the same, that I would only use the senior population because I have two categories. Does that make sense? It's like whatever the category is, that's what you would use. So for instance, if like number 26, it just has overall Spanish club members. So that's why we used all of the Spanish club members. 27 says we only have senior Spanish club members. So that's what we're going to use, senior Spanish club members. Does that kind of help you guys out a little bit?
Yes.
Versus like using the total for 265.
So they said this first, they only want me to look at senior, like the
Mhm.
extra word in there to tell me where to look instead of at everybody. So what are my two numbers? How many seniors are there in Spanish Club? What's my two numbers for seniors?
70 and 48.
Thank you. So I'll have 70 plus 48. You know, definitely added that up and put it down there. Okay. So now that I have the total seniors, I'm only looking at the seniors and seeing how many girls. So I'm only looking here, how many are girls?
70.
There we go.
Okay, come on. Somebody other than Angel.
Yes. Angel, again, it was Jasmine yesterday. Angel, if I could
Right.
you like right through my screen and give you snacks and chocolates and things, I would. Okay, Angel's working super hard here, so for us. 70. Oh, okay. So I get 0.59 and they get 0.6. Okay. Now that means we have 2 minutes, but you would be just fine here. We're doing good. Now, what I want to show you is I did assign problem number 30. Okay. Now on 30, made the chart. Okay. And here's what the chart is. They have scheduled flights. So these are airline flights in the thousands. You don't really need that. You can just use the numbers you see from January to July. Notice your book is very old. They have 2003, 2004, 2005 in the total. So these are the planes that were all on time. They left on time, landed on time. These were the planes that were delayed. In other words, they took off, but they left late. These were the planes that were canceled. And here's the total row and total column. So what they could have done was just given you a chart with everything filled in, and then you would have done the same thing. They would have asked you how many flights of the total were, you know, what's the probability a flight was in 2003, you know, out of the total. What's the probability in 2004 that a flight was delayed? You know, they would have had a whole chart and asked you questions and told you where to look, and you would have done that carefully. But they want to make you work a little bit, and they wanted you to get all the numbers, fill in the chart yourself. So just in case that you're unsure how to do this, what we have to do is for a row or a column, we can only have one space missing, right? To be able to find the number. So I'm going to take a look here. Row 1, no, I'm missing 2 things. Oh, look here, row 2. Notice that 2003, 2004, 2005 add up to the total. So if I took the total and subtracted these 2 numbers, I could fill in this number here, right? Now, take a look here. Now look at the column 2004. Now that I have this number, I could add them up and get a total. Right, now that I have this number, I could add them up, you know, and get a total, right? What else could I do? In 2003, I'm only missing one box. I could take this total, subtract these two and find this number. Now I have these three, right? So all they're doing is asking you to actually do kind of silly math and complete the chart yourself before you start answering their questions. Does anyone have a question on how you'll go about number 30?
So you have to complete the chart first.
Yeah, so I would suggest checking the chart first, or making sure. But I'm leaving this on the board for Math Lab so that if we need to come on over to it, it's here for us. Okay. All right. How are we doing? Okay. So be back with you in 4 minutes. I'm just going to go back to the kitchen, and we can go back and forth between Math Lab. Okay. And Math Lab.